a new story.
Hello, Joy Tribe, and welcome to The Joyful Life. This is my podcast. This is episode 2, and we are here to discuss different things that help create a life more joyful. You know, I'm really excited because on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/missjoyvilla, a lot of you have given me great feedback, my Joy Tribe, and how much you love this show. So we are now on episode 2. The first episode, if you'd like to watch it, is before here, wherever you're watching. If you're watching on YouTube, hello, and you get to see the visual show. If you're watching and listening, welcome to the show. And then maybe you're just listening while you do other things on the radio or wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on Spotify, we're streaming everywhere. So we're really, really glad to have you here. I am your hostess with the mostest, Joy Villa, #1 Billboard artist, singer, and artist extraordinaire, performer, and freedom fighter, outspoken individual. I am the unifier, and I like to provide a joyful life for my followers. So you don't have to agree with me, but I will support your right to speak up, and you support mine. This is a place of healing and of discovering and of creating. So I'm also an actress, I forgot to say, and I've got a new movie coming out, a new film you can watch. Actually, The Contrast is a film on Amazon Prime. I'm really excited to premiere that. It came out in 2020, so it's been out, and you can watch it. You can stream it. I'd love your feedback. Please leave me a positive message. If you don't like it, that's okay too. Just leave that. I'm going to open up my LaCroix here, sparkling water. Y'all know how I like to do. Joy Villa in the house. And I want to say that this episode is brought to you by Oma Cosmetics. Oma by Sharon C is what I am wearing today, and her cosmetics are incredible, specially formulated for women of color and deeper, darker complexions, although her colors are universal and anyone can wear them. Her stuff is beautiful. So right now I am wearing Eyes, Eyes, Baby. Get it? Like Ice, Ice, Baby. Dun, 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 dun. And this is the Dreaming palette, and it's an eye service eyeshadow quad. And it's glazed, shine on them, lunar, and enlightened. Those are the colors. Oma Beauty is in Los Angeles and also in London, distributed there. And it is made in the USA. Oma Cosmetics by Sharon C is incredible. So I am wearing the eye service eyeshadow quads with those colors in Dreaming. And I am wearing lipstick called Tina, like Tina Turner. That is, you can even see the makeup on there. For those of you who can't see me, you can hear the color. The color is badass. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I wear this lipstick so much. It's kind of like a pinky, orangey red. Do you see that? It's got such a good color that sometimes it depends on what I wear. It looks more pink. Sometimes it looks more orange. It's just the perfect warm toned red pink. It's like a pinky orangey red. It's hard to describe because if you look at pink behind me, it doesn't look like the same color. But if you look at the orange on my dress, it looks very orange. But if you only saw me from the top, you'd say it's red. I just love it. Ladies, get yourself Tina from Oma Cosmetics. Beautiful. And it's a really gorgeous, it's called Badass. A badass does not talk about being a badass. That's the Badass lipstick. Amazing. So thank you, Oma, for sponsoring the video. We appreciate you and we love your cosmetics. And that is my whole face. I have a whole face of Oma right now, actually. So if you'd like to sponsor a video for the Joyful Life podcast, let me know. You can reach out to my team. You can also reach out to me at joyvillaproductions@gmail.com. joyvillaproductions@gmail.com. And my website, which is currently under construction, will be back up very soon, but it's joyvilla.com. And my manager on there would love to talk to you, my team, to see about sponsorship opportunities. And if you have any ideas of guests, if you'd like to come on the episode or you'd like to talk about something, let me know. Okay, guys. So today I wanted to really talk about the joyful life. And I felt a spiritual need to talk about ability and how we use them. I feel like God put it on my heart to talk about how are we using our abilities, the best of our abilities, and are we focused or are we dispersed? Because I can tell you in my long career of being an artist since I was 5 years old, singer, songwriter, painter. My mom was an artist raised by a beautiful artist and a singer. She was a broken soul. She was incredible. She dealt with mental illness. She was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, which was tragic growing up. It was like walking on eggshells. I'll be honest with you, Joy Tribe. When I would come home, I wouldn't know what kind of personality my mom would have, but I loved her no matter what. If she was in a manic episode, a very crazy, I hate that word crazy because I would hear it as a slur. And I hate it when people would use it, or I'd hear it, it would hurt my soul. I would feel like I would take it personal. But I use crazy as in, we're all a little crazy sometimes. But my mom, I would never call her crazy. I would say my mom, she passed away, by the way, 15 years ago. She was a woman who felt so deeply and was so emotional and was so in tune with her creative juices, her creative flows and expression, that all she could do was be an artist and be a mom and love fully. But it broke her. She was very broken. And she was a genius. In my eyes, she was a genius. She was one of the most inspirational and incredible women. And I didn't care what she did. It was who she was, who she still is, because spirits never die. My mom was made in the image of God, and she created such an incredible amount of art. She was a master calligrapher, and she would calligraphy spiritual quotes from the Bible. She would calligraphy the scriptures, and she would get paid to do this. But her main job was being a stay-at-home mom. And thank God for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be the woman I am today. I talk a lot about my dad. He was very inspirational and a pastor and a minister, Joseph Mario Villa. And my mom was Mildred Angela Villa, but she went by Angela Villa. And my middle name is Angela, so I'm named after her, Angel. My mom was so stunning physically, such a model and such a woman of integrity. But she was a gentle soul, and she would get very hurt. And I remember we talked about feminine energy. She had the best parts of feminine energy because she was sweet and soft and warm and mothering and tender. But then she had some of the worst parts, which was this weakness. And I'll be honest, I used to detest the weakness so much that it made me harder as I got into young womanhood. It made me choose sometimes to be tougher or to be independent or to push people away because I thought, I don't want to be weak like my mom. And it put me in a vulnerable state that I didn't want to be vulnerable. And those wounds, I had to take time to heal. And I encourage you, Joy Tribe, to look into your parental wounds, to look at the things that you had to go through with your parents, because many times we carry those wounds over and we adopt them. And sometimes they're not ours. They're our parents. But we feel like we have to. What does this have to do with the topic at hand on focusing on what you really love to do? Well, that's what my mom did. She loved being a mom, and she loved being an artist. And that's what she did until she passed away at the young age of 50. She was gone way too soon, but she lived a life full of creation. And I know where she's at. She's happy, and she's blossoming, and she's blooming, and she's in her full regalia of glory. And that's what I want for you, Joy Tribe. I want you to live a life that even if you're broken, even if you feel you haven't achieved the success that you want or that you should have, that you're valuable. And if you're a mom or a dad, a friend, a brother, a sister, a confidant, you are valuable because you're touching the soul. The spiritual aspect of life is so much more important the loving, fulfilling, encouraging aspect of being a person. It's above human. It's above human. Okay, Joy Tribe, it's spiritual. That is the number one reason to keep going. And that is why you must focus on your voice and what you were gifted and why you chose to come to this planet and live the life you're living. I just feel I feel like it might sound, excuse me, it might sound a little dispersed and a little all over the place with this topic, but I do feel a strong urging to say this to everybody out there. And it's something that I need to hear too. And I remind myself that I was made in the image of God for great things. And I'm a preacher's daughter. And I'm the daughter of a strong man and a beautiful woman. And I'm a blending of both. And the dichotomy of good and bad, up and down, black and white, freedom and prison, left and right, like all of these dichotomies that we have in this universe. The world is kind of set up with a lot of traps like that, where you have to choose one or the other. And I say you don't. Choose you today. Choose your path. Choose to be quiet and still in the goodness of God, in the goodness of you and what you bring to the table, to this planet, and the goodness of what you've done for others, and to embrace that and to focus on the good, not the bad. So often I hear so much about career building, and I do believe in having a good, strong career and getting that hustle. You guys know, I'm a hustler, baby. I'm a hustler. You gotta hustle. You gotta grind. But it's not a grind where it's gotta be uncomfortable. I mean, uncomfortable could be that you got to wake up a little bit earlier and you don't get to go out to the pub at night. Look at my British influence, pub at night, and you got to turn off the reality TV and turn off the news and get off TikTok and go out there and meet people and send out those emails. But that's work, but it can also be pleasure. Because if it's your focus is on pursuing what makes you happy and what builds you up and what you can do to build others up, you will never be poor a day in your life. Even when you don't have a lot of money, you won't be poor. That's the truth. And that is what I seek to achieve in every aspect of my life. Not to be money motivated, but to have money. Not to be people pleasing, but to please people. But it's not a pleasing of others. It's really an enjoyment that others can be happy, but I want to be happy as well. And happiness sometimes means going in the gym and grinding, saying no to the sugar. I got a whole thing in my refrigerator of vegan ice cream that I have not touched. Okay, I lied. I did touch it, but not in the last couple days. Okay, Joy Tribe. I want that sugar, but I also go, you know what? Last night I was up late and I said, I was editing on a project because I've got a lot of work I'm doing. I'm working with my manager. I'm working with my team. I'm putting a band together. I'm writing. I'm producing. I've got 2 films coming out. Working with my production partner. I mean, working on increasing my ability to handle stress. And I have a mentor who's been incredible in my life, and she's been helping me every day. And my ability to confront pain and not try to pretend like it doesn't exist and try to push it away. And just say, okay, some points I don't focus on me and I get dispersed. And this is what I want. I want you to focus on you. Because so often we're told other people matter more than us. Even in Christianity, being raised in the Bible, I got told by churches, I didn't hear it in the Bible. I mean, love one another. But I got told that it's you before anyone else. Jesus first, and then others, and then you. And it's them before you. Everyone else before you. And that's not what church is about. That's not what God is about. That's not what this life is about. It's okay to be about one's self, because if you truly believe what you're doing is ethical and right, you will put yourself first. too often we have families that don't put themselves first, and then they put everyone above them. Now, don't get it twisted. You need to put your family in the correct place and to lift others up and to take care of oneself and to or take care of one's family and others and one's community. But you can't be at the sacrifice of what you want. Do you understand what I mean? It can't be, well, I'd rather not do this, but I'm going to do this because it's the right thing because my community says it's right. But who is your community? And why aren't you being a part of that? And why do you feel it's not right? Dissect those things, because you either disagree with it or you don't understand it. If you're not doing something, you either disagree with it or you don't understand it. So figure out which is which and then figure out what you disagree with. And maybe you disagree with it because it's not correct, because you need to fix something, and that's okay. Or if you don't understand it, find the words you don't understand, get a dictionary and look them up. You ain't too ignorant to learn. Come on now. We have got to hold ourselves up to a higher standard, but that means by looking at ourselves in the mirror, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and then saying, I need to change X, Y, Z. I need to get better. I tell you, a lot of times I get into serving others very easily. I don't have a problem with putting others before me emotionally as an empathetic being, as an empath, right? I think a lot of us are empaths, especially if you're an artist. Being a woman, I'm very emotional. I can feel, I can, perceive and receive others' emotions. But if what I am doing, I feel is making someone else uncomfortable, and then because they're uncomfortable, I stop, that's not right, because doing the right thing will make others uncomfortable. You see what I mean? And sometimes, when you tell your kids they got to clean their room, I don't have children, but one day I will. They're not going to be happy about that. But if you stopped and said, oh, because they're unhappy, I did the wrong thing, I need to put others before me. No, you're putting others before you in the way wrong sequence. You need to discipline them because you know what's right. Trust yourself, and then you'll be able to help others. Put the oxygen mask on yourself before you put it on others. Otherwise, as soon as you try to put the oxygen mask on them, what happens? You're out of breath, and then you pass out. And now you're useless to everybody because you're burnt out. And that's when we get husbands and wives that go cheat or have mental breakdowns, have emotional issues, get body issues, cancers start eating up the body. They get destroyed. There's car accidents. Time and time again, we see a lot of these diseases that attack the immune system are caused from stress. And what is this stress? This isn't your normal stress. This is stress of holding in one's emotions, holding in one's desires, not expressing. We get so many men dropping dead of heart attacks because they couldn't say, I don't like that and I don't want that. So they hold it in, they hold their anger in until it eats them away, and it kills them. It kills you. It will literally kill you if you do not put yourself first and focus on your needs, wants, and desires so that you can heal and help those around you. Let me say it again, Joy Tribe. Focus on yourself, your needs, wants, and desires so you can then heal and help those around you. It's not being selfish. It's being practical. It's being helpful. Ain't nobody want to help somebody else who can't help themselves. Ain't nobody want to hire somebody who can't keep it together. You see how that works? To be the best employee, to be the best of service to your community, your church, your family, you've got to be in tune with your desires and wants. So I want you to focus this week on what you want, to listen to yourself, to write it down, and don't judge yourself. I was talking to my cousin. She's a brilliant musician, and she's been on this channel before. And we talk, we leave each other long voice notes. Anyone who knows and loves me knows I love to leave voice notes. I'm a very audible learner. I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm a musician. I'm a person that likes to hear. I like to listen to podcasts. I like to put on, prayers and meditations. And I like to be very, music. It just fuels me. It's my passion. And I told her, don't judge your future. Don't judge your future. And I thought, I came up with that out of nowhere, but it's the truth. And you might go, well, what does that mean? Well, for instance, and this is not, I would never share my family's personal, whatever struggles or friends' personal struggles. So I'm going to make up something else. There's nothing to do with my cousin here. But I here's an example of judging your future. You go out and you have to put yourself out there. Maybe it's in the dating world or the business world, getting a new job, finding friends as an adult. Oh my gosh, it's hard to make friends as an adult, right? And you're in a new community somehow, and maybe you're going to a new church, and what you do is you say, well, if I go there, they're not going to even like me. Or what if I join this group, this mountain climbing group? I'm putting a band together right now. I'm about to tour with my band. So I could let's use me as an example. We're hiring a guitarist, right? I'm getting my team together. I've got musicians, but let's just say I'm hiring a guitarist because I'm putting musicians together, and it's going to be very exciting. Joy Tribe, new music, baby, new music. All right, but I digress. And let's just say, yeah, but what if I get that guitarist and he doesn't even like me? Or what if we fall off stage? What if he's not in tune with me? What if he's not a great guy or girl? What if they don't even want to tour? What if they don't even like my style? What if they judge me for my intentions and my values and how outspoken I've been in the past? What if they don't like playing with a woman? I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? That's worry, and it has nothing to do with anything. It's judging the future. It's being critical of my future because it's a what if, and it's creating a bad future because it hasn't even happened yet. It's like, what if you fail? Oh my dear, but what if you fly? What if you fly? What if it becomes a success? What if everything you've done up until this point was meant to be to get you where you are now? What if you could achieve your dreams and goals with no stops? What if you had the courage to create exactly the life you wanted? What if? Well, I'm here to tell you, you can do that. Imagination is an incredible tool. It can harm us or it can help us. You have to take control of your thoughts. I used to tell my mom that, think good thoughts, mommy. Oh, bless her soul. I was in the kitchen, 12 years old, 13 or 14 years old. And she was going through an episode. She would get very deep, dark depression. And I said, Mommy, think good thoughts. I was like her life coach, and I could look at that and say, that's not fair for a young girl to have to do that to their mom. And I used to look at it sometimes like that. I used to say, why did I have to be the mom to my mom? But that's the journey I set forth. That's the gift I was given. That's the lessons I needed to learn. It made me softer to be able to help someone who was broken and love them through it. It gave me the gift of loving someone despite their brokenness. And Joy Tribe, beloveds, I would want for you to love yourself through every aspect of your being, to be who you were born to be, to embrace to embrace the focus to achieve what you want. I don't care if you're stuck in a dead-end job, you're broke, you're going through financial difficulties, you're dealing with a breakup, you're dealing with a cheating spouse. There are some of you guys out there that might indicate to you, you're dealing with struggles. You're on the struggle bus. The struggle bus. You're on the struggle bus, baby. You might be struggling on that struggle bus. I don't care. You can make it. You can get out of that situation. If you got yourself in it, you can get out of it. You just got to keep it alive. Keep the dream alive. Keep working on it. Keep the focus there. And keep dreaming, because dreaming and playfulness and all of that imagination, that's a spiritual aspect. It's not about the physical aspect. The physical might tell you you're lost, you're alone, you're hopeless. And that might be your current situation. But how many people were raised in the ghetto were raised on the streets, came up from incredibly dark and dangerous circumstances to achieve great things. Well, what do you think they did? They weren't handed a lottery ticket. In fact, most lottery winners are not happy. Most lottery winners are not actually happy, okay? But it's the people who had to work for it and struggled, because then they learned the value of that, of the focus. A lot of times, I mean, I've done it too. If someone would just give me money, how many times have you borrowed money, racked up a credit card, took out a loan, and thought that's going to be the answer to everything? And then when you did it, you just got into a worse financial situation. I mean, I've done it, because it doesn't solve the problem. The actual problem is not that you don't have money. The problem is that you don't know how to make money or keep money or handle money. And probably because you're not doing the things that you want to do, because you're not happy. Money doesn't make you happy, but money can definitely help you be happy. I love money. I love having money, but I don't love money better than a person or helping another person, right? The Bible's been very misquoted. The love of money is the root of all evil, but people say money is the root of all evil. That's not true. How can money be the root of all evil? The love of money, but love being a different version of love, not as in I love money, as in I want money, as in I admire having money. That's different. As an agape, higher love, like a spiritual love of money, as in making money your God. Check it out. This is for people to really realize the truth that people are using incorrectly. Okay, so that is what the biblical principle is that the love, as in the worship, when you directly translate it from agape, which is a higher love, which is only reserved for God, that kind of love of money is the root of all evil. Because why? Because if you will sell your soul, if you will sell your family, if you will sell your body, your soul, your integrity for some Skrilla, some money, some lettuce, some chimichangas. Wait, what? Nobody says that, but if you will do that, he'll do anything, and you'll be evil. I mean, criminals have that worship of money, right? Now, we all get on the struggle bus, but if you focus on what you love to do and you focus on helping others, you will create such an impact. My mom was only on this planet for 50 years, but look what she created. She created me and my sister and my brother. And she did incredible things. And she was a humble, wonderful woman. She was an artist, and she was a lover, and she really was like a fairy being. She had wings, and sometimes they got clipped. She was hurt. She had mental illness. She was abused at a very young age. She was beat down physically and emotionally. And when she met my father, he stood up for her. He was a strong, masculine man, and she was a soft, feminine female. And together they really balanced each other out. Two Libras. They really balanced each other out on the scales, right? And they were best friends. They used to stay up late night laughing. My mom would laugh so much she would start choking. She would start coughing because she'd be laughing so much. He'd make her laugh. And he was a traditional man. He provided and protected. He paid all the bills. And she was the mom, traditional woman. And that's how I was raised. And this is why I talk a lot about relationships, because I have the best relationship, with myself. It's very important. But through my parents, through the human lens of how do you relate to a man as a woman, and how do men and women relate, and how do you relate to a child as an adult, and how do you, my parents instilled a lot of integrity in me, a lot of powerful words. I was raised with the Bible, I was raised in the church, but the church is not my God, right? It's not a place. It's not a physical aspect. It's not it's not people. It's a spiritual connection with your higher power. And within you because that power exists within you. And to disregard it, no matter what your belief system is out. It's wrong. You have got to I was going to say embrace, but it's funny. The word came out as like submit. Submit to the excellence that is within you. I'm a Bible believer. Okay. So I don't even like to call myself any sort of term because it's not about that. It's really about your actions. And people can be, this, that, and the other, and go by all these things and use religion to mask their insecurities and have clubs and I'm a this, I'm a that. It's the same thing like in the arts industry, and we love titles and I'm this and that and then this and that. Nobody cares. Okay. How are you treating me? How are you looking me in the eye? Are you respecting me? Are you here with me? Are you a spiritual being? Are we connecting? Do you want a higher existence? Or do you just want to, mess around and just be fake about it? Because I have been guilty of lying to myself before and lying to others and thinking everything is fine, and it's not. So I either don't understand something or I don't agree with something, and that's okay. We live in a world where we can't admit when we're wrong, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you don't understand something, find out. Find out. Get more data, get more information, ask questions. Don't be afraid to look stupid. You're not looking stupid. You look stupid if you pretend like you understand and you don't. That's when you look stupid. But if you do understand something, you found out the information, the time, place, form, and event, and you still don't, you don't agree with it. That's also okay. Do not let anybody dictate how you should live your life. Do not let anybody make you feel like you're smaller. Your focus, your goals need to be at the forefront. It is not a bad thing to be straightforward and out there and to focus on what you love, because people are doing it every day. And sometimes it's a small little thing and it's just this little fire and it ignites in your soul. And if you're an artist, especially, and you've got that desire to create, start doing it. Keep a journal, start journaling, start looking online. There's never been a better time to pursue your goals as an artist and as a creator. And if you need more help with that, you can let me know. Maybe I can help you with that. I'd love to help you with that. I do mentor people. I do have mentorship. A lot of people graduated from my Courage course I was offering for a limited time, which was amazing because I love sharing what I do. And I'm writing a book. I'm doing a lot of things, but I like to be about it rather than talk about it. I like to show you and be the best example I can. Because after all, why are we here if we can't pursue what really lights a fire in our soul? What really creates a masterful life, a beautiful life, a unique life. I want you to live that life. And that is my message for you today. That is our topic for the joyful life, because that's the joyful life, the joyful life that you want to live and exist. By the way, we did change the name from A Joyful Life to The Joyful Life because that was with my Joy Tribe Live on Wednesday on YouTube. This past Wednesday, every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Every Wednesday night, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/missjoyvilla. We do the Joy Tribe Wednesdays, Joy Tribe Live, where I just talk and celebrate. Sometimes I sing. It's very free. It's a live show. It's weekly. And I invite you, Joy Tribe, to be on there. And on there, many of you, I said, well, what do we like? The Joyful Life or A Joyful Life? And overwhelmingly, the vote was The Joyful Life. We get thousands of viewers and listeners, and I'm so grateful we're growing every day. I'm grateful for every one of you because I do this as an independent artist on my hustle, and every day I've got to choose me. Because I know God created me with a power to push out there and to promote and to help. And the better I am, the more I can help others. It truly is that way. And it took me a long time to see that because I definitely have gone into, charity and thrown myself in there. And I love that, humanitarian endeavors, and I love charity. But if I lose myself and I say, I'm nothing, I just need to do charity only, then what service am I to everyone else? Because my voice is important. That belittles my voice. I can do me and do charity. Sometimes I'll get those comments like it's not all about you. And there's too many, like if I'll do a selfie on Instagram, like it's all about you and unfollowed. I don't like all this. And I'm like, well, you did come to @joyvilla. It literally says it in the title. My Facebook page, Joyvilla Music, Joyvilla. It's me. If you don't like Joyvilla, it's okay. But then you can't complain when I like Joyvilla. When I like joy, I like me. And it's, you got to lead by example. You got to lead by that happiness. And listen, times can be tough. Times are very tough right now. We're going through a climate of politics and social economic turmoil and upheaval that this planet hasn't seen in hundreds of years. It is so intense. But what makes my heart light is knowing that people are waking up. People are realizing that their voice matters, their viewpoint matters. And I want it to be more unified. I want it to be where I hear from both sides and I get to make a decision based on how I feel and how I think. Feelings do matter. We get one side that says feelings don't matter, it's only about facts, and we have another side that says it's only about feelings and facts don't matter. Both matters. Because how do you feel about the facts? And sometimes the facts make you feel a certain way. And that's important too. Each thing can be affected by another thing. You wouldn't say that one tree planted in the middle of the forest is more important or is independent of the other trees. Of course not, because if you actually dug down, those roots would be intertwined and connected to soil. And soil is connected to leaves that die and fall and create mulch, and that creates food, and then the bugs are there and their little poop feeds the soil, which feeds the tree, which the tree then can feed the air with oxygen, and then the ocean can come up and create precipitation and rain, and then that rainwater travels into the forest. We all are in an ecosystem and we forget that. And it's not some airy-fairy thing. It's the facts. That's actually factual. We're more connected than you think. You cannot alienate. It's not about independence. It's about interdependence. Don't be codependent. Don't be independent. Be interdependent. I depend on you for certain things as you can depend on me for certain things. But I'm also an individual as I please. And that is the beautiful world we can live in, and we can have our individual sovereignty to who we are while still being part of a community and loving others. But it takes focus. Focus on you today. That is the message, Joy Tribe. I hope you love this podcast. We really had a more loosey-goosey, fun feel, and I feel really good. I hope you feel really good too. And I hope that this message, I would intend for this message to impact you on a cellular and spiritual level, where you take this with you and you live the joyful life. I want to hear all about it. Email me, joyvillaproductions@gmail.com. That's joyvillaproductions@gmail.com. Let me know how the joyful life affects you and what you'd like to hear in future podcasts. As usual, we're dropping every Friday. Every Friday is the joyful life. I am your hostess with the mostest, Joy Villa. It's been a pleasure to talk to you and share and spend this time with you. Thank you to our sponsor, Oma Cosmetics, Oma by Sharon C. Check it out. The lovely ladies in your house hold around. The makeup is beautiful, non-toxic, really great cosmetics, and really amazing effect, all made in America. So I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Let me know, and I'll see you next Friday on the Joyful Life. Should we have a theme song? Maybe we should have a theme song. All right, I'll see you guys. Love you. Bye.